When we talk to reckless driving in South Africa, this is what the mandate and purpose of that Gauteng High-Speed Unit is. So it's to enforce speed limits and curb reckless driving behaviours, also to reduce traffic fatalities by addressing high-speed violations, and of course support road safety initiatives through specialised operations. That's the mandate and the purpose of this particular unit. Now, their key responsibilities, well, it's speed enforcement, high-speed pursuit operations, and that's what we found ourselves doing quite a few times when we spent the evening with them. Then evidence collection and prosecution, and you'll see how they do that, and that's all through this very high-tech equipment that they've got inside the vehicles, and public safety promotion. That's another one of their big issues in terms of public safety. And then finally, let's take a look at what they've done, I mean, since they've started. So since April 2025, this Gauteng High-Speed Unit has arrested 322 people for violating rules of the road. 77 arrested in April, 89 in May, 67 in June, 89 in July. And I can add another 5 to that, because on the night that we were with them, which just happened to be Monday night into the early hours of Tuesday morning, we arrested in excess of 5 people, I think, and this was for crazy stuff. And if I mean crazy, I mean this is what you're going to see right now, because we're not just talking, you know, in the beginning when I went on this, I thought, oh, are we really just going to be watching people that are speeding on the roads? But it's a lot more than that, and you're going to see that. So in South Africa, reckless driving is a very serious traffic offence which can result in injury and the loss of lives, and not just the driver's lives, but it's more everybody around this reckless driver and the perpetrator being fined or imprisoned. Now, according to the Gauteng High-Speed Unit, since April 2025, which you've seen, it's arrested 322 people for violating the rules of the road. On average, 60, listen to this statistic, 60 to 70 people die on our roads in the province every single week, but die at the scene of an accident. Those are the stats that they gave us. This excludes fatalities that happen at a health facility due to the road accidents. So those numbers just reflect who dies in an accident on the road on that evening or that day. So as we continue with our special focus on crime in South Africa, we caught up with this unit as they were monitoring and enforcing speed limits using these advanced technologies such as moving violation recorders and radar systems that arrested a driver. And this is where he was driving at 191 kilometers. But not only at that speed, take a look at what this man was also under the condition in driving that vehicle. Have a look. We've gotten into the vehicles now, and this is now where we're about to collaborate this machine. And I'm not going to tell you all about it because I'm about to learn about it for the first time as well. But this is the machine that basically is what we are going to be working off this evening. So I've got Jason, who's going to voice over exactly what we are doing and how this machine works. So Jason, let's sort of get an understanding. I know that this is important because we can't do anything until this is collaborated and then we get onto the roads.
Okay, what actually happens is before we attempt to execute an arrest, we need to calibrate the moving violation recorder machine to eliminate all discrepancies that might been picked up by the motor vehicle. It can be viruses, it can be anything, because this machine is run by the cloud, by the manufacturer of this machine. So before we attempt to execute an arrest, for the evidence that's going to be gathered today, we have to calibrate. There's a pole that's before us. We're going to choose a calibration mode. Automatically, the machine will go off and then it will calibrate on its own. We just have to select a feature, which you can see there. The mode is calibration mode. My colleague will drive. This motor vehicle is fitted with 2 sensors, one on the rear left and the rear right non-driving wheels. So those wheels are actually imitating and tracing for speed for the motor vehicles or offenders who don't follow National Road Traffic Act on our national roads. So what we do is now we are actually creating a watertight case, because we know for a fact we are going to get a speedster. Then we'll proceed and we'll calibrate. So everything will be on the screen. You will see there's your left sensor and there's a right sensor. So the difference must not be more than 20 revolutions. So we're going to start rolling. Immediately when we get to the pole, the machine and the counter will go off.
Okay.
Yes, let's go, Mandy.
And we also keep an average speed.
And in this process, there should be no wheel spin whatsoever. Immediately, it gave you the sign. You can see your monitor there on the top. It started recording, and the counter went off. If it happens, there's any discrepancies, this machine will never allow us to go and measure speed till it is calibrated correctly. If it happens, it is faulty. It won't allow us to actually proceed to actually execute our duties. That's when we go and park this car, get in another one, and send this to the manufacturer of this machine to actually try and sort out the discrepancies which it has picked up. So we are safe in that manner. We won't be able to execute an unlawful arrest. Yes. So now the numbers you see there, the left and the right, it tells you the revolutions of the left wheel and the right wheel. You see they are actually almost at the right place. There's a second pole.
Yeah.
That everything is perfect. The pulse on the left is reading 1016. The pulse on the right is 1018, which is within the guidelines.
Excellent.
We are perfect to rock and roll, and we go and get our
Go get some speedsters.
speedsters. Yes.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Why were you above the speed limit, if I may ask?
Okay, I'm a mechanical engineer by profession.
A mechanical engineer.
Yes.
Yes.
I just put in a new engine
Yes.
and I just got carried away.
You just got carried away.
Yes.
So you were testing the car.
Yes.
Okay, my brother. Do you have your data in the car?
Yes.
How much data do you have in the car?
I have as well.
You have a Zol.
Yes.
Okay. My brother, you are not allowed to do those things, but I'm going to have blood taken out. It's going to be a medical doctor who's going to prove the percentage of the intoxication in your system. Ne? Are you with me? Because I can see that you are smelling of dacha and alcohol as well. Are you with me? Yes, my brother. What's going to happen now? We're going to go to Littleton. You've got the right to make a phone call. You're informing your family members of this arrest because it's a lawful arrest. You've got the right to bail yourself out at Littleton SAPS. You can't afford to bail yourself out. You are to sleep over and see magistrate within 48 hours of this arrest because it is a lawful arrest. Ne? You got the right to be represented by a legal practitioner of your choice. If you cannot afford one, state. It's an application of legal aid. We'll afford you one for free. Ne?
Okay. All right. So let me just talk about what's going on here. So this guy's just been arrested. He was going 190 kilometers an hour. 190 kilometers an hour in a 120 zone. We did the whole chase to get him, pulled him over to the side of the road. As soon as he got out of the car, you could smell the alcohol on his breath. And he's admitted that he's been smoking dacha. So he's got Zol in the car, which they're going to get. Now, this guy, 190 on the highway. He is drunk. He is high. And this is what we've just caught right now. So this is dangerous. I mean, you cannot be doing this. And so when we talk about the reckless crime that goes on, I mean, this is what these guys do. They just patrol up and down on the highway until something like this happens. So we've arrived at the Littleton police station, and the guy that was driving under the influence and at a speed of between 190 and 200 kilometers an hour and high has now been checked into the Littleton police station. But what happens now is a completely different process. So let's find out. So now we've arrived here. What happens to the gentleman that has been handed over?
Well, since we are here at the Littleton police station, 2 suspects have been put behind bars. We have charged them With reckless and negligent driving, alternative charge would be exceeding the prescribed speed limit. We all know that the maximum speed limit that one may drive on a freeway is 120 km per hour. Of course, the one suspect was doing 190 km per hour, while the other one was doing 180 km per hour. In both two instances, this constitutes reckless and negligent driving, and that's why they are now behind bars. So basically what is going to happen, they are now behind bars. The next day, tomorrow morning, they will be appearing in Pretoria Magistrate Court to face these two charges. It will then be up to the court to decide what will happen. Remember, they still have to plead either guilty or not guilty. But basically, we have handed them in at the police station. The next morning, they will have to appear in court in terms of our constitution, where they need to plead to the charges.
Yeah. So the gentleman that we obviously were with when you apprehended was clearly high. We found the substance on him and also drunk, and he admitted to having a few drinks. So are these additional charges that will be added here?
That's correct. We are going to add additional charges of driving under the influence of alcohol. That is also illegal on his part to have done something like that. So we are going to have to add additional charges since we have detected that indeed he had consumed something.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what else happens as we go along. But this is a process that is currently happening now at the Littleton Police Station.